Greetings, folks. It is me, Gilem, and welcome back to the Carol No Death Run. In the last part, we decided to begin a rite of passage to finally get a no death run on hard mode with a Wildcat. I need a remedy that I suck with this character, and I need to get better with her. I've been practicing with her and such, and I've been playing with this Switch on this NES Switch controller. It feels really right at home with this game. However, we're going to take on the next two stages. And these next two stages are going to be the last two stages where the game feels like it's going to give you mercy. So let's reap our rewards. What's our rewards going to be? A wood shield. We'll take that. Anyways, let's begin Fortune Night. This is a very iconic stage for many reasons. This stage was probably where one of the first reveals for the game's cutscenes were. Like, what I mean is that this was the stage that had the cutscene after you fought the stage boss, which is the Robo Panther. I am tripping over my words. And I need to actually stop trying to trip up on my little collision weirdness here. The stage was also the stage that was added, or a track that was added to Super Indie Cards when Carol was added to the game. And Super Indie Cards has a lot of weird tracks. I've yet to play that game, but I've seen a lot of the track maps. I don't know if that game is still being worked on. Things have been a bit quiet with the development studio with it, at least as far as I'm aware. Lilac was added to the roster along with a few new tracks, one of those tracks being Dragon Valley. And this stage is pretty iconic for not only its music, especially Act 2, but also having one of the most iconic bosses, stage boss and such. But also the one cutscene where we got to be introduced to the game's voice acting and characters. And Zhao also became a quick favorite because of how hammy he was. I even got to meet the voice actors, two of the voice actors for this game, Sean Chiplock and Alejandro Saab. And Alejandro Saab was able to sign my copy of the game. He signed it right next to his airship, the Mayor Zhao's airship, which was awesome. I think it was back in 2018 or I don't know if it was 2018 or 2019 where he signed, but yeah. And while I do think this is a pretty fine stage, I do think that the graphics do, at least for this stage, have dated a little bit because, I mean, I guess it's a city stage. It's not like you're going to get better at what you do over time, and personally, I don't blame Stripe for not wanting to continue the DLC, the planned DLC in the way it was for a game like this. Believe me, Click Team Fusion is a nightmare to work with from what I've heard, and the engine's coding was a gosh darn mess, and it wouldn't be optimal to try to rebuild the entire thing just to get the DLC to work. If they do make if they do plan on making the DLC post FP2, I mean, I hope that they won't repeat the mistake and have nothing made at the time of the announcement, because it will at least bridge some things that we were wanting for years. Ugh. All I can say is that you do get better as you gain more experience. Also, because Serpentine broke out of his ship, he immediately gets lost because we don't see him by the time we enter this, enter the mall. There's also, like in the stream for, in the live stream that was showcasing a little bit of the story mode, for the game, showcasing the battle spear and such. They, they did reuse some assets from Freedom Planet 1 as part of the background for this. Meaning that, like, sometime, during the 3-year time skip, they built a battle spear and such. I mean, I thought they would have at least, like, you know, like, remaster the, like, what I mean is the background, like, remaster the background and make it look like it comes from Freedom Planet 2, but, hey, the more continuity, the better. I do notice they reused the bits and pieces of assets for Lilac's treehouse after it got destroyed. Anyways, those keyboards we've been running off of. Those, the secret tune is actually a reference to one of Strife's old projects. One of those projects was Fable Quest, and, it was meant to be like an MMO-styled, single-player action RPG, as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong on this, so do not quote me on this. There was a trailer that, one of my acquaintances found. It's on his channel, and you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with Freedom Planet, aside from being made by the same creator? Simple. It was the level up jingle. And on top of that, the creator has uploaded, I believe, the whatever was made for the game's OST, for Fable Quest, as well as uploading a few MIDIs for Freedom Planet 1. Though I wish we had the MIDI for the Invincibility theme heard in some of the oldest gameplay to have surfaced on the game. Anyways, this is the Robo Panther. This is one of the first, one of the bosses. Everyone knows this boss from the trailer of the game. Like, it's even seen in the Kickstarter trailer. And there was probably a point where back when the game used the 4:3 ratio. The 4:3 ratio. This boss was implemented and such. I know there are very few images that exist with Fortune Knight in the 4:3 ratio. And I know that, in the game, I didn't know Serpentine can actually intercept the health flower. And now we're at the phase where Serpentine says the famous line, "Those who cross Brevin will die." And, oh, Mila, I need that. Oh! Mila, I need this more than anything. Oh! This can be a very easy boss to die to because it's teaching you about how some of the more threatening bosses can be like. And this is a boss that is probably easy to figure out but hard to master. Ugh. So it can be very easy to just drop your guard sometimes trying to hit it. Okay, I need that. And there we go. Of course Carol gets hit in the boss fight. Oh. Oi. For one of its advertised levels, it definitely lives up to the hype. It is a very fun level to go around in, and it does contain quite a few secrets if you look hard enough, such as that nice secret that I've shown off of Carol and the other characters as well. This is not a very hard stage. The only hard times you're going to have is with Lilac against Serpentine, at least on foot, or with the boss itself, and the boss can really catch you off guard with his laser attacks. While it's very pattern-based and his little like laser machine gun thing, I'm not sure. We'll just call it the laser spread for now for the little blasts instead of the big charge. Those things can definitely hurt, and your only real trouble you're going to have if you're playing as Mila or Torque is that you're going to have the uphill battle of trying to fight on top of a plane with no way of regaining any sort of health. If you know how to work the boss fight with Torque, he just destroys the darn thing. All you need is just the laser buster, and when he starts to arc up, all you need to do is just throw some flame flyers up there, and the boss is just done in a snap. But if you're playing as Lilac or Carol, you're having to deal with the fight on the ground and hoping that you can get the health before one of Serpentine's laser projectiles basically snaps you off guard. And that's not fun now, is it? However, it is not a difficult stage. This game is still in its mercy zone, and this stage and the next stage in this video are of the last two stages that show mercy. There is some calm moments, but I'm gonna say this right now: don't expect to have easy times ahead if you're playing this on hard, and if you're going through this without, of course, dying. So let us get to the rating. This is a level 4 stage. I was so close to give this a level 5, but there are just quite a few things that give it a bunch of leeway. Of course, you're going to want to explore them all a bit and such, and there's no shame in that. It is a fun stage, and it's definitely worthy of its praise. Though I can't wait to get to the Battle Spear. But enough about that. Let's get back to the game and go to Sky Battalion. So now we're going to enter the last stage that feels like it can give you mercy. We are going towards Sky Battalion, and I probably should have said the normal thing I would say at the end of this stage, but ow, I died. Oh well. Or ow, I got hit. I mean, I didn't exactly die. If I died, I would have just had to cut to another take. But yeah, this is Sky Battalion. Think of it like a classic Sonic Zone, without transitions, where where each ship is a different act, and after you beat the last ship, you get to the stage boss. Each ship has its own boss, and as you saw from my from my Let's Play when I was playing as Lilac and Mila, you can see that this stage has different bosses. Anyways, don't expect to keep this motorcycle for very long. It is very easy to lose this thing. So yeah. And that's another thing about this stage that's memorable. The introduction of the most infamous enemy in Freedom Planet 1, the DNA cannon. And as far as we're aware, at least at the time of this recording, it does not exist in Freedom Planet 2, but the noise for it does. If you ever watched the one live stream Strife did back in 2020. This could be a very nerve-wracking boss because of how ooh. There we go! Yeah, that's not an easy boss to hit with Carol, per se. You only really need to take down one of the cannons, because it is entirely possible to just take out one cannon and it will still count. But if you're gonna do it as Carol, you better hope you still have your bike. Onto the fire ship, the one of the more dangerous of the 3 ships. And the fire ship has definitely got some, nasty tricks up its sleeves. It's got the most, nasty weapons and such. For example, we already know that for this ship, like you have to deal with the most hazards and such. You have to deal with like things fire, like spewing out flames, like in a set rhythm. You have to deal with switches and such. Not Nintendo Switches, which is what I'm playing on right now, but just Switches in general. You also have these turrets that fire in random positions in random order and such, which, let's be real here, would make for a very ineffective offensive weapon. No joke. I know you probably shouldn't be questioning the logistics of certain things because this is a video game, but a weapon like that, like, if it's going to be firing random spots all the time, it wouldn't be really a good weapon, because you know that, someone would take it down once it had an opening. Hey. Anyways, this ship, or helicopter here, these were the helicopters that we see in Battle Glacier. This is a mid-boss here, but it ends up being a normal enemy once we get to Battle Glacier. And for a while, I used to dread Battle Glacier because I always thought the stage took forever. But because of how much I've played the game, the stage does not take long at all. It's just the process of getting to it. Let's get back to the ship and get back to progress. We are going to go to the last of the 3 ships, the Earth ship. And the reason why this is called the Earth ship is that this place has a surplus of gemstones, really big gemstones here, and it's kind of weird. It's got a lot of weird stuff. I think this really should have been the metal ship, but the metal ship is more electric and such. So yeah, I will say that I will tell you to do this. Cool, huh? Now that I flexed on you, I'm going to go flex on the game. And let's just say, don't get crushed by those plates. Just try not to. Because, ow! If the spikes did that much, I'll tell you this right now, if you get crushed by them, it's instant kill. I had a feeling there was a, whatchamacallit back there. Anyways, let me show you the power of Carol's Wild Kick. Her Wild Kick has invincibility frames, which allows players to basically get through certain projectiles that would either do a lot of a lot of damage scot-free. Now, if you do defeat one of the spawning enemies that comes from here, they'll stop spawning. Here's another power of the Wild Kick. Look at that. But that's besides the point. The removal of the Wild Kick in FP2 makes Carol I know a few people that don't like how Carol plays in FP2 because of certain things, such as removing one of their favorite tools to use the Wild Kick and such. And if I'm honest, I kind of prefer to play as Carol in Freedom Plant 2 compared to Freedom Plant 1, because I feel she has way more combat options than she did before. But in this game, she can be a little bit harder to grasp. Now to introduce ourselves to Q-Jacker. Q-Jacker is Japanese for peacock, as far as I'm aware. As a case in point, there is a Maverick in Mega Man X4 called Cyber Peacock, which in Japan is called Cyber Q-Jacker. And this is a very pattern-based boss fight where you have to be on the ball, try not to... Like, it's mostly pattern-based, but knowing what Dale is going to do with his beautiful creations, he's willing to take some of his machines into war. Now, this is a scripted attack on the third whatever, where he's always going to fire that set of electricity at you. You cannot damage him while he's locking on. And of course, I didn't get to hit him in time. Now, this is probably an easier boss compared to Robo Panther because of the playing field and everything. But here we go, done on the first go. So, Geronimo!
This is far from over.
And I will see you for the video analysis of the stages we played. So, see you guys then. Think of Sky Battalion like if you made a 3-act Sonic Zone as one entire level. All the ships are quick, each having a mini-boss, putting the number of bosses in the level to 4, the most in a single level, which is soon to be outmatched by Freedom Planet 2's Battlesphere. Because you don't have to deal with Spade until Trap Hideout, making it easier for Carol, Mila, and Torque, it comes at a cost. The first instance of the DNA cannon. With its abhorrent... yeah, I think you said it, right? Abhorrent stun lock. One hit is enough to knock Mila into the panic zone. Eesh. It's just, if you get hit by it, you might as well just restart. That's how bad it is. And it's got this reputation for being one of the worst enemies to, like, deal with in the entire game. Which is just despicable. And that's pretty much it. For the rating, it is a level 4 out of 10. The Q-Jacker boss fight isn't really much of a problem if you know what you're doing. It's just hitting enough of the weak points and trying to avoid the very predictable boss patterns of it to basically get an edge. It's so much of a non-issue that the last stage is much harder because of its boss. And in any case, there's a good reason why I almost rated this lower than Fortunite. But there are some instances that can be a bit tricky. Given that the level is over a gigantic bottomless pit in certain sections, it's not going to be much of an issue. So, yeah. In terms of what's next, well, it's going to be the first time we're not going to see the first try thing on the analysis page. It's, yeah, that hard.